What's up, gang? Welcome to another episode of the Grindcast. Get ready, it's a new day, and we're going to talk about balancing the confidence of a champion and the humility of a champion. And so this was hard for me. That's why it's funny. There's people I haven't seen in 25, 30 years, and they'll see me and expect a completely different person because I wasn't always humble. There was a front that I would put on, an ego that I would put on in order to survive or to look cool, of this tough persona, in order to survive where I grew up, but also to assert myself. And man, I've learned that the real strength is in humility. And in order, it's in the Word of God. It says that those that humble themselves will be exalted, and those that exalt themselves will be humbled. And so I don't know about you, but I would rather get exalted than humbled. And I'd rather humble myself. You ever say, like, I'd rather, I remember I get in trouble as a juvenile, and a couple of times they let me pick where I wanted to do my community service hours. I'm like, whew, thank God, because when they start picking them, we're out here picking stuff off the streets. And so I would rather humble myself, which could be a punishment to people because they want to act a certain way, than for God to come and humble me, or life humble me, or karma, whatever it is that you believe in. I know that you've all seen these people. And so people can get caught up in the way a fighter or a person has to act. Like, I met Conor McGregor. I've met Bones Jones. I've had conversations with Bones Jones multiple times. And dude's super cool, super humble. Some of the people that you would never imagine that are just animals are super cool and humble in person, but they have to turn into a different person when it's war, when it's fight time, and that I get. And so that's why I talk about the balance of confidence in humility, because you need to be a beast. And like, I did a message about the beast and the priest, balancing the beast and the priest. Like, you got to have the people that are the best leaders, they have this confidence about themselves. They know where they're going. They know what they want. They can get people to buy into them. And that doesn't happen if you don't have a certain level of swag, a certain level of confidence. But the people that cross that line and get cocky and get arrogant, not only do they create enemies and people, but I've learned in this world, as much as I want to say, I don't care what they think, nobody's really very successful in life unless a lot of people want them to be. Like, unless they got some people that got their back, or some followers. It's easy to be humble when you're losing. It's easy to be humble when you're doing nothing. But you need some self-awareness in place that allows you to humble yourself when you're winning. And this is the part where it's hard. That's why they say success is a bad teacher. Because it's easier to learn things when you're losing and failing than it is when you're winning. Because when you're winning, you think that your game is flawless. When you're winning and things are going right for you, you think that you're untouchable. That's the moment where I want to make you aware right now that you've seen this play out. I've seen this play out. I don't think anybody thinks they're cocky and arrogant. Most people think that they're not. I'm telling you, it's a fight and it's a battle to keep yourself humble and do more for others. And, I think I don't know what I've seen this quote. Maybe it said, it's not thinking about yourself. It's not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. So it doesn't mean that you don't have any confidence, that you think less of yourself. It's just trying to think about others. I'm trying to think about these other people. And so humble yourself. You need a self-awareness in place that it's not about you. Life goes on. Life goes on. You ever have a death and it seems like the end of the world, and then the next day the buses are still picking up the kids. The people are still picking up trash. Television's still running. Like, life goes on without Simon Arias. People would move on. The world don't revolve around me. What is it, 7 billion people or something like that? Like, no matter how big of a deal you are in your hood or on your team, it's somebody in China that don't know who the hell you are. Like, you know when you're around people who are walking in confidence, but they're also balancing the humility. Those are the people that people want to be led by. Those are the people that are attractive to people. And so here's what I try to teach people. What I've learned through failing in this area is looking at, if I can have my confidence here at 49%, I got to have my humility at 51%. As long as your humility is at least one notch above your ego, you're okay. You know, I think Jay-Z in one of his songs said, sometimes you need your ego. You got to remind these fools who they effing with. I just lost myself for a minute, I guess. But you get the point. Like, sometimes you got to walk in with that swagger of like, all right, it's on today. Like, I walked in today like this. I walked in today like, it don't matter. I ain't holding no punches today. I ain't worried about, I'm coming in here to win. Things are on the line, a lot of pressure, a lot of stuff going on today. I'm going to rise to the occasion. This ain't the time for me to be walking around just humble today. I got to bring a little bit of that confidence. I got to bring a little bit of that swag, a little bit of that. We are the best. We're the best. I feel like I'm the best. I feel like I can't be beat. I got to bring a little bit of that. But at the same time, go back to reality when it's all done and understand, okay, I got to humble myself. That I want to be a good steward with what this world has given me. That I want to, in order to get more money, you have to give more money. Like, I want, whether you believe in karma or God or whatever, I just want karma, or I want God on my side. And for me, it's God, to know that you can give me more and I'm not going to lose my shit. Like, I was a millionaire and I've never cheated on my wife one time. Like, I want God to know that you can give me all this money and I'm still going to go pick a kid up in the projects. I'm not going to entertain all these good-looking females when my wife's not around. I may talk to some. I may have people in my business. I may have a conversation with somebody because I'm somewhere, but I'm not budging. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not having side relationships or no stuff like that. And so what happens is, if you're a good steward with things, then you get blessed with more. If you can't handle the little bit that you have, why would God want to give you any more? Why would karma give you any more? If the money you're giving, you're not using to help anybody. Maybe it ain't money. Maybe you have a position. Maybe you have title. Maybe you have influence. Maybe you're a good fighter. Why would I give you more, but you're not using what I gave you to help anybody? You're not making anybody's life better but your own. And so you know when you're walking around people that are good at what they do, but they're cocky as shit. And then you know when you're walking around people that are good at what they do and they're confident and it's sexy and it's attractive to be around those people because they're also humble. And that's the balance that we got to help kids with. That's the balance that we got to help adults with and try to aim to be like, because you got to have that swag. You got to have a little bit of that killer instinct. You got to have that confidence. But you can't let it own you. You can't let it make you out of control. You can't make yourself a bigger deal than who you are. The message today is build up that confidence, walk with swag. You can't be all the way the other side either. You can't be so humble and lowly about yourself that you're afraid of people, you're afraid of things, you can't speak up, you're not confident, because nobody's going to follow that. And there's not a lot of greatness there. I want to encourage you, if you're on the other end of the spectrum, start walking around with some confidence. People are attracted to confidence. And you know how to gain your confidence? By working hard. Like when you rep something good enough, when you work at something long enough, you get confident at it because you know you're pretty good at it. Don't be discouraged at things you're not good at that you want to get good at, because whoever's good at it, 9 times out of 10, they made themselves good at it by practice and repetition. So the confidence comes from practice and repetition. So it always goes back to doing the work. It always goes back to that grind, cast, baby. You got to go ahead and put that work in. If you're lacking confidence, I'm telling you, you're probably 12 months away from having it. If every day you're willing to put the work in on whatever it is that you want to be good at, and you show up and keep working at it, you'll be way more confident 12 months from today. If you're reading books on it and you're working at it, you will be able to walk with confidence, talk with confidence, walk with swagger in that thing more than you did 12 months ago, because confidence comes from preparation. And confidence is what people follow. And then if you're on the other side, you got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Like literally check yourself before you wreck yourself. If your ego is that out of control and you don't have any sense of balancing the humility, it's only a matter of time. I remember my old mentor, Jim Surace, would say, eventually, if you have character issues, eventually there's going to be a train wreck, and we just don't want to have it happen here. So part of that character issue is if your ego and your humility is out of whack, there's going to be a train wreck at some point. When I have those people in my business, I try to work with those people, because the people that have that confidence and swag, if you could give them some of that humility, they could be really good at what they do. And maybe you're called to help that person. But over time of helping people and trying to help people, if they still don't get it, I know the people that lack the humility, I don't want to be around the explosion that's going to happen, because if you don't humble yourself, life is going to humble you. And so wherever you are today in your life, wherever you're at today, understand that today was a gift. People are asking, when are you going to slow down? They ask me, when are you going to slow down? Why are you doing all this to yourself? This is what I like to do. I am the grind. I live the grind. I like to grind. I feel like I'm alive. I want to be a good steward with what I've been given. I don't want to go through, and you got to do it with me. Don't go through all the things that you go through, that you've gone through, to stop now. Like, you didn't come this far just to come this far, did you? Like, everything that you've been through in your life is a setup to take you to the next level. You have to be aware of it, and you got to be willing to go take what's yours. You got to be willing to take the throne. You got to be able to take some whoopings. You got to be able to take some losses. Stop quitting. Like, people that say, I'm tired of starting over. Like, if you're tired of starting over all the time, stop quitting shit all the time. The only equation, the only thing in this equation is you. You keep giving up. And it's probably because you're waiting on things to get easier. And if you're waiting on things to get easier, they're never going to happen. You got to get harder. You got to get stronger. The example that I give in this respect is, if you're lifting weights and we start out benching 135, 135 is hard for people when they first start. But if you keep benching, you keep working out, you keep lifting, 2 years, 3 years from today, you might be benching 300 pounds. Did the weight get any lighter? I'm asking you, did the weight get lighter on the bar? I can hear you. Talk to me. All right. So the weight didn't get any lighter, right? What happened? You got stronger. And so the weight got actually harder to move, but you got stronger. What you once couldn't even push up off you, now you warm up with that. And so I remember things in my business, in business in general, that would make me want to put my head through a wall. That would stress me out so bad, that would get me want to physically abuse people, that I would not act on. And now today, that's my warm-up. Like, I walk into the week like, yep, what's up? What's up? What's coming at me now? What do we got? Give it to me. Give it to me. I'm ready, because we benching 1,000 pounds over here. 1,000 pounds of problems. So you bringing me that little 500-pound problem, that's going to smash this dude's chest. I'm going to put that shit through the roof. Like, that little bit of problems you talking about over there, like, that ain't shit. If you keep going and you stop quitting, you're going to get stronger. Stop giving up when you have obstacles. Stop giving up when you have adversity. Stop giving up when you have trials and tribulations. These are the things that are there to be a test for you to go ahead and give your testimony. This world is looking for people to show them how to make it out of where they are. So if you've been abused, there's a bunch of people waiting for you to show them, how did you make it out of that situation and grow? You've been cheated on. You're a single mom. Your dad died. Your mom died. Your father died. This happened. You lost your leg. Whatever it is. Like, there's somebody out here. There's people out here in the world that want to be motivated. People will be inspired by your story of what you go through. But when you go through it, grow through it. Grow through it. When you go through it, grow through it. Go to another level. It's going to make you better. You're going to lead people because of it. But the problem of people that are destined for greatness sometimes is that they go through stuff, and instead of growing through it, they quit. And they give up. And they wonder why they are where they are. It's because there ain't nothing in life that's going to be great that you don't have to pay a big price for. Everything in life that you're going to earn that's going to be great is an uphill challenge and an uphill battle, and it's going to leave you breathless. It's going to leave you sore. It's going to leave you wounded, sweating, bleeding. That's why they say blood, sweat, tears, baby. It's going to take a lot of sweat. It's going to take a lot of blood, and you're going to cry. Like, I'm talking about myself. I've been to tears in my business. I've been to tears in my marriage. I've been to tears. Those are the things worth fighting for. I've watched some of the biggest beasts in business. Big old muscles, big old, come to tears. Well, that's the point where you cry to keep going. You cry. Like, you ever meet those people that when they cry, they get better, they get pissed off? Like, when they start crying and getting emotional, they get better? Like, I thank God I'm one of those people. Like, the more angry I get, the better I get. The more stressed I get, the better I get. The more sad and down, and when I start, it's over with. I'm not as good in my comfort zone, I think, because my life was full of all of that shit. I don't even know how to respond when things are comfortable. It's either vacation or we go on a battle. And so I want to encourage you guys out here on your grind, on your challenge, to know that you're going to walk in confidence if you stop giving up. If you stay committed to the process, you're going to be great. And if you're one of my alpha males or alpha females out there, and you know your ego is causing you problems, like ladies, like some of you guys got chip, and men too, you guys get chip on your shoulder and you just start being mean and grouchy for no reason, like that's going to get you somewhere. If you know that you're lacking humility and that's what's hurting your relationship, your marriage, humble yourself, man. If you know you're lacking humility as a player, your coach can't coach you, humble yourself, man. Stop being cocky. Stop being arrogant. You don't need all that stuff. There's always somebody out there bigger than you, stronger than you. Like, you might be able to fight, but I ain't seen too many people. They got these movies out, but you know, 3 cats pull up on you and start whacking you with a baseball bat. We're going to see how good that, you know, and I'm a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. I'm in trouble. 3 dudes start trying to swing baseball bats at me. Like, we can roll up on Mike Tyson right now with 3 baseball bats and give him hell. Like, that ego, because you got a certain skill, or because if you got a knife, somebody always got a gun. You got a gun, somebody always got a bomb. And there's somebody controlling the bomb, and there's somebody controlling the person that got the bomb. We got to humble ourselves. That's where real power is at. That's where real strength is at, because that don't come naturally, and especially when you're winning. That's why all the people that start winning start falling off. It's a humility issue. It's not, you can't get to the top of a mountain on accident. That's an intentional climb. That's what I'm talking about. Everything that you do great is going to be an uphill battle. You didn't get there on accident, but guess what? You could fall off on accident. That's why you watch so many people get to the top of the mountain and fall off, because they accidentally fell off, and they usually accidentally fell off due to a lack of humility. So come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's go out there and make a difference. Let's be great. You were born to do something special. You were born to do something great. We only got one life to live. I don't know if we got many weeks left. How many? We don't know how many months we got, how many weeks we got, how many days we got, how many years we got. Nobody knows. All you can control is today. Don't waste it. And stay humble, but walk with confidence. And I appreciate you guys joining us on the grind. If this helped you, can you do me a favor? Like, I ain't even asking you for $5. If this helped you at all I'm asking you to do is share this with 5 people. Share it with 5 people. We got to get this thing done. We got to get this thing across the world to start impacting people. And so if you could do me that favor, if you found value in this, please share this with 5 other people. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook and the social media. Simon Arias on Instagram. You should be able to find pretty easy. I got the grind hat on. And then Simon Arias on Facebook. There's a business one to follow, I think, for the personal one. I can't have any more people right now. But let's link up. Let's stay in touch. I appreciate you guys joining us on another episode of Grind. Get ready. It's a new day.